It's a beautiful day. Ba-na-na-na-na. Don't let it get away. This is Jeff with Jeff Talks and Learning to Rise. Hello. How are you? It is Friday, and it is the Friday for hopefully those of you that are essential workers, it's a 3-day weekend. For those of you that haven't been working, it's kind of just a regular Friday. So here we are, and I have finished the tools and resources to intermittent fasting, and I'm really excited about it. Actually super stoked, because fasting has changed my life when it comes to unwanted weight, when it comes to healing my digestion and my gut and the gut bacteria and all that, and cleansing my liver and kidneys and all that good stuff. So I wanted to talk about fasting and how like fasting can be an absolutely essential tool to maintaining a healthy, well-being lifestyle. So before we get started, I want to say that I'm going to be putting a link in the description, and if you guys would like, if you guys find this talk interesting, if you want to try out fasting, these are super, again, in my opinion, essential tools and resources that I wish I had before I started on this journey. So I have been intermittent fasting for probably over 2 years now, maybe 2.5. And it started from basically I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to be lean, and I wanted to be strong. I didn't want to be like a bodybuilder or anything like that. I didn't want to be like kind of thick and strong, I guess. I wanted to be lean. I wanted to have that like a surfer, like slender type body. But then I also wanted to be strong. You know, I work in construction, in the drilling field, and I wanted to be strong. So I was basically doing what the healthcare system tells you to do. So I was eating like probably about 5 meals a day, you know, not over like anywhere from 200 to like 400 calories. And what I realized is I was constantly hungry, and I could never maintain that like eating. I had to meal prep all the time. So like Sunday would be my meal prep day. I'd have all my meals set out for the whole week. And then that kind of just got exhausting, and the fridge would be like super crowded with all my little Tupperwares and whatnot. And then eventually I just turned it into one big huge Tupperware. I would make like a goulash of stuff, and it would just be all prepped, and then I would scoop it into like a smaller Tupperware. But then again, that wasn't practical, because I can't take a gazillion Tupperwares, and then I don't want to be walking around all day with a big Tupperware. So I would lose a bunch of weight pretty fast. I'd work out every day, like 6 to 7 days a week. I would do something active and hard. So I was working out really hard every single day, basically, during the week, at least 5 to 6 days a week, let's say, because I really don't know the exact number, but a lot. And I was eating a gazillion times a day, and I would be able to maintain it for maybe like 2 weeks tops. And then I would usually end up binging, and then all of my weight would come back on almost immediately, and I would go a few days without working out. Like I wasn't able to maintain a consistent practice in that aspect. So super, super discouraged, you know. And then I tried to play with, like, you know, cleaning up what I ate, and I was still starving. If anything, I was more hungry. My body felt like more deprived. And this is, again, just my experience, but it was really, really frustrating. So then I get the case of, like, the F-its, and I just don't even, like, why even bother? So then I'd let myself go even more, but then I'd still work out. So it was like I was a little over 200 pounds. And in high school, my high school weight playing football, I was like 175, 180. But I would still be thick. I wasn't as lean as I guess I was hoping for. But nevertheless, that was my high school weight, and I figured that was a good goal weight. I could never get down to that weight. The most I would be able to get to was like maybe 190, 192, somewhere around there. And then I would binge, and I'd stop working out because I wasn't able to maintain working out that much and eating that way. So then I'd gain it all back, and then I'm back at like 200 plus. The biggest I got was like 230. And I'm 5'9.5", 5'10". So that was not a healthy weight for me. So a healthy weight is around like 175, 180. So I started this journey really just stumbling upon something I found on Facebook, and this guy's workouts were only 3 days a week and implementing intermittent fasting. So I figured, what the heck? You know, I think I paid like $60, and he gives you all these workouts, but the most important thing that he said was intermittent fasting and leaning into it. So like if you're first starting, you lean into it. So a secret was like, if you wake up at 7 in the morning, don't have your first meal until 1 hour after you wake up, and then do your best to add on 1 hour every day until you're eating in an 8-hour window. So you're doing the standard 16 and 8. So you're fasting for 16 hours and you're only eating during an 8-hour period. So the first day that I tried it, I worked out, but I only worked out for 15 minutes. Like, that was it. I had some battle ropes in the garage, and I would go out there and I'd just do some battle ropes. So I'd get my heart pumping, and also while working like core and shoulders and back and all that stuff. So I felt a little lightheaded the first 2 times I did it. And I think it's because my body was like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to eat first. So, you know, I'd stop, and then I would go eat my breakfast. But what ended up happening, I'm sure it's not going to be everybody, but in my experience, I lost 3 pounds the very first week. And what was even more amazing is I couldn't keep weight on. And I was still eating, you know, I was eating in a caloric deficit, but only maybe, let's say 400 less calories. But I was able to, for my day. So I was eating, just everything that I was still supposed to eat, but in a shorter window. And I would work out fasted. And I think that was the key, that was the secret. So if I was able to work out fasted, so there's no fuel in my stomach, so my body is forced to start pulling from those fat stores. So I lost 3 pounds the first week, 3 pounds the second week, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, I feel amazing. And I lost, 10 pounds in the first month that I was doing this. And then, you know, eventually as I got leaner and leaner, my weight loss started to slow down. So it was like the first 2 weeks I lost 3 pounds. The next 2 weeks I lost about 2 pounds. And then it was about a pound to a pound and a half a week. So before you know it, I'm down to like 190 from like almost 220 at the time, I think, maybe 210. Again, this is 2.5 years ago. I don't really remember exactly, but the consistency was amazing. And the fact that I was able to be consistent in the fasting more than anything and just work out fasted and then eat, it was very, very easy to replicate and to continue. And eventually, especially after my body got used to it, it knew exactly what to do. So then the fat loss just kept going. And if I had like a hangout, or like somebody wanted to go out to breakfast or something like that, I could still do that and then just get back to fasting the very next day, and I never gained the weight back. So the fact that like I've been able, ever since I started, I've been able to keep the unwanted weight off has been a game changer. I've never been able to do that following the typical, like, you know, 5 meals a day and working out 6 days a week. I couldn't do that. So I was working out only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Weights. I would do some like light cardio and abs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I'd take the weekend off. And it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So staggering the workouts, I feel really allowed my body to fully repair itself, and then having the weekend to even repair even more and heal from the workouts and just everything else that my body was detoxing. I would feel stronger. So I would feel way stronger. Like every Monday I was like, whoa, like I could add on more weight. So I started doing weighted pull-ups. And I'm just using this because you guys can see how like I was also getting stronger. So when you fast, you don't lose muscle. It's actually the complete opposite. With the spike in human growth hormone and testosterone levels and stuff like that, and balancing your hormones, you don't lose muscle. You get stronger. So this was my experience. I started doing weighted pull-ups with about 20 pounds, like 4 reps. And by the end, about a year, you know, a year and a half, I was able to do 95 pounds, 245 plates, and I could do 5 reps. So this was like something that I've never done in high school. I've never been that strong. And even with dips, I was able to do weighted dips, I think like 120 pounds with 4 reps. And I don't lift like that anymore. I'm doing more calisthenic, like longevity type stuff. I really only do body weight stuff. But in the beginning, this was, oh my gosh, this was a huge leap from what I've been doing in the past, eating 5 meals a day and and working out, you know, 5-6 days a week, to only working out 3 days a week, lifting, and then just fasting intermittently. It blew my mind, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta share this with people. Like, people need to realize, or not realize this, but like just become aware of this. So fasting has literally changed my life. I've been able to keep the weight off. I feel amazing. And even if I like binge on the weekend or whatnot, you know, and I eat like a ton of pasta. I love ice cream. Oh my gosh, I love ice cream, especially now that they do more non-dairy type stuff, because I'm trying to eat plant-based, you know, no dairy and no meat, and it just works amazing for me. But right in the very beginning, I was kind of eating whatever I wanted. I just tried to eat 2 meals a day and stick to around 1,000 to tops 1,500 calories per meal. And I couldn't keep the weight on. And I felt satiated. I didn't feel like I was fasting, because I'd sit down and I felt like I was eating like a king. Like, really, I can eat all this right now? Like, this looks like a pile of food. So I really, really would, like, if you're struggling with just your relationship with food, which was a huge thing for me, I would, eating like a bird, and then I'd binge and I'd eat just, cartons of ice cream, and I go crazy on the other side. So this really helped me develop a consistent practice in my eating habits, and I was losing weight, I was getting stronger, and I was the mental side of it as well, the focus that you're able to get in that fasting period is incredible. I felt like I was able to be more productive, and being diagnosed with ADHD, the focus was a huge thing. I was like a pinball, like all over the place. I couldn't sit and focus on something. So an example of that was I was able to sit and read a book while the TV was on, and I could 100% retain all the information in this book that I was reading. That was non-existent before. Non-existent. So there was quite a few little things that really I started to notice, and I'm like, I think I want to do this for the rest of my life. So if this interests you, if like reducing inflammation, and there's, again, I go through all of this stuff in my tools and resources guide, but if this interests you, if you want to heal your gut, it clears up your skin, there's so many amazing benefits from it that I don't need to go into now, but I really just want to bring this to just my family's, my friends' awareness that fasting could potentially change your life. Living in a society where just everything's so abundant, I almost got conditioned that I had to eat all this. Because it's there, I have to eat it. Or I have to consume it. We come from a society that's very consumer based. But realizing that, oh my gosh, I don't need to worry about food. I don't need to eat breakfast. I'm good. I have a black cup of coffee before I go to work. And so I haven't eaten all day. It's almost 3 o'clock. My last meal was yesterday at I think I'm like 24 hours fasted. And anyways, that's also been working really well for me. But I love fasting. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So, if you would like to dive a little deeper, if this resonated with you, if you're interested, I would highly, highly encourage you to check out the link that I'm going to put at the bottom of this description. It is a tools and resources guide to give you the information, in my opinion, the essential information that I wish I knew before I started, to get started, to get going, and possibly change your life for the better, and really just overall well-being increases. So if this interests you, I would highly encourage you to check it out. And that's about it for today. I love you all. Have a beautiful Memorial Day weekend, and I will see you later. Bye.